Welcome back, friends. Today we are going to play with a background technique and also some stitching. So as I always say, let's play. Today we are going to have a really fun time playing with some Simon Says stamp inks with a technique that I actually learned from Simon Hurley himself, using his new collection here. This is the leaf print set, stamp set that I have here. And he did a technique where he inked up the stamps and then sprayed them with water and did a background. So I've been playing with this technique and I really loved it. So I wanted to share it with you. This is 2 stamp and die sets that I'm playing with today. The leaf prints is the one that we're going to do the background. These are solid stamps. They're red rubber. Really, really high quality red rubber foam stamps. And they've got like almost like a texture to them. They're not a solid stamp, so they're perfect for techniques. Then we have this amazing set. And these are sold individually or as a bundle. So you can choose to order the die sets as well. But this set here is called Fall Sampler. And I just fell in love with these bats. Oh my goodness. I'm not a huge Halloween fan. But when I saw these fall products that he had and then these bats, for some reason, I just fell in love. I'm going to be sharing a card that I made using these bats as a bonus card at the end of the video. So stick around. You're going to want to see that card. It's really cool. So make sure you stick around to see that. But that would be my Halloween card. But first we're going to make a fall card. And we're going to use one of these pumpkins and the Hey Pumpkin sentiment from this set. And we're going to mix it, believe it or not, with the Stitched Christmas Sweater set. We're only going to use the sweater, and we're going to make it a fall sweater with a pumpkin on it. So I thought we would mix and match and play between Spellbinders and Simon Hurley. And we would just come up with our own design. And we're going to make some pattern paper with our background stamps. So let's start. So I have here just a piece of white cardstock. And what I'm going to do here is just start out with a light color. I'll take the yellow and ink up my stamp. Now I'm doing this a little different than Simon did it, but it's the same result. So, and then I'm going to take an ink dauber, and I'm using a Caramel Toffee Altenew Crisp Dye ink in a little cube because I didn't have any browns in my Simon Says Stamps inks. But I'm using Sunbeam is the ink color that I'm using here. I'm collecting the Simon Says ink pads. So I'm just going to kind of randomly put some of this brown ink with the ink dauber on here. No rhyme or reason, just kind of going for that fall look. Then I'm going to take my distress sprayer here with just regular water, and I'm going to move this off camera, and I'm just going to take one good spritz to it. So it's now got water on it. And I probably should have a piece of scratch paper under here. Let's see, let me grab my mat. We'll just put the Make Art mat under here so I don't get it all over my desk. There we go. So, see, still get a pretty design here. go straight away, so we'll see what we get. There we go. So it gives it a splotchy. I could have gone a little more heavy-handed on the brown because it didn't get too much of a two-tone look. But we will play again with a different color and we will see what we get. How about we go and try, let's see. Let's go with peachy on this one. It's kind of a long frond. So I try to start with the light colors first, and then let's go with pucker. Pucker is quite a different color. It's darker. So let's just kind of touch the tips. You know, this peachy is kind of getting dark there on the tips. So I'm going for a little more of a contrast this time. So it's just sporadic. I don't have this all the way on the block, so I'm not going to, let's see, how do I want to do this? How about we go in, how about we go in at an angle coming this way? Oh, I didn't spray it. Silly girls. I was talking. Let's see what it looks like not sprayed. Ooh, even not sprayed. Look at that. And see, because it has that splotchiness in the stamp itself, look at the texture you get. I like that even without spraying it. Cool. Okay. And then we'll take another one. And we'll go, how about we do some green? This is Sprout. And how about we take and brown up, I'm just going to use the ink pad. Brown up these edges. Like the green leaf is changing colors. What y'all think of that? Let's see what that turns out. Should I spray it? I'm going to spray it. Okay. So we'll take this one, and how about we, thinking of the space here on this background, put it down right there. Ooh. I like that green and brown. It's really cool. Okay, so let's go for this. Let me see how this long leaf will fit in here. Got to think of the leaves we have to play with here. And then I've got this one also. So let's see. Put that one there. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so let's do this one. And how about, I really like that brown on the edges. How about we do, I don't want to put too much yellow here. How about we go, how about some orange? This is actually, this is mandarin. Ooh, oh, I just messed up my pour. This is mandarin. Let's see if I can cover that up. And mandarin, I can darken it some with pucker, but I don't know if pucker is going to actually darken those edges any. Pucker is pretty close to mandarin. This is probably, on my other one, I actually did a mandarin by itself. So let me spray this. And let's see if I can cover this up. I'm going to actually come down here like this. Let's see if we can fix our boo-boo. Oh, it looks like it's a stem. That is so cool. And yes, I have to clean up my board, but that's okay. Look, it looks like it's a stem where I dropped the ink pad. Can always fix accidents. The eye of the beholder. The beauty right here of Simon Says Stamps Ink. 1, 2, 3 clean. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, well, by doing that, I now have little spaces, but that's okay. Simon thought of that with littler leaves. And then I also have, let me clean this off too. I also have that other one too. He did think up a little bit of everything. I've been really enjoying watching some of his videos. So Simon, if you're out there, thank you for all of your inspiration. How about I just use Fairway? I've not used this color in my other project, but let's just use this. And I might also add some of that brown in there too, kind of on half of it, just to give it a little something, something different. Okay, that is fine with me. That was Field. And then on this one, I'm going to grab some yellow. And I think on this one, let's grab some yellow and grapefruit. Where's my grapefruit? There's my grapefruit. You see, you can just have all this fun. Look, oh, I love this color combination. One little spray. Try to squeeze this in there. Hopefully I'm not on another leaf. Oh, awesome sauce. So look at where I'm at. Oh, I was off the camera there. Sorry about that. So I've got extra leaves in there. I got orange, I got yellows, I've got, see, so this is the technique. So I've given you guys some ideas. This is the second time I'm doing it. This is the first time I did it. So this is the one we're going to use in our sample today. So I'm going to pause for a second and clean up so we can finish and continue. Be right back. Okay guys, I am back and I am ready to complete our card. For this card, I have started the sweater. So we're sticking with our fall colors. I cut the sweater die twice in this textured paper. It's kind of got a really light texture to it. So it kind of, I don't know if you can tell. There you go. You could see it there. It had a texture to it. So it really gave it a sweater feel. And then I actually did a second piece of cardstock on the back. So we've got double layer here for sturdiness. It makes it a lot easier pulling the needle through when you have two thicknesses of cardstock. And these are thinner weight cardstocks. Usually I even like it thicker than this, but this still worked. But I wanted that texture of this color. And I really thought the colors looked nice on my paper that I made. So I had so much fun making my own pattern paper like this. It's a technique I used to use in Stampin' Up. I would make my own pattern paper. So I really had fun going back to the idea of that technique with Simon's set. So I have used a variegated thread. This is number 69. It's part of the variegated pack that Spellbinders sells on the website. So I went with that fall colorway for the thread through here, and I've done everything but this line here. We're going to come in and do this one now. But I just wanted to say that I actually bought different needles for this technique because these are not stitching holes. These are actually piercings. So this die isn't intended to be stitched. The stitching elements in this set are actually the add-on pieces. These here have stitching. These 3 pieces. The sweater isn't intended to be stitched. So, but you can. You just need a smaller eye and a thinner needle. So these needles are size 3 through 9. I got them at Joann's. They're thinner, and the eyes are really small. So they go through perfectly, though they are harder to thread. So I will warn you, if you do want to do this, it is a little more difficult to thread. And the standard DMC threader, I couldn't get through the eyes of them. So you did have to take your time and actually thread your needle yourself. So I'm sure there are other threaders out there that would work with these, but the one I have didn't work with these. So luckily for you, I have already threaded my needle. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to do this last row of stitching. And then I'm going to show you how to fix an issue that I ran into. So I'm going to go ahead and come up. And remember, I'm going through 2 layers here, and it's not a typical hole. So you're kind of having to push through and make your way. It's not difficult, but you just have to realize you're going through 2 layers that may not be exactly lined up. So I'm going to hold my tail here, and I'm going to, because there's no big holes in this, I'm going to catch my threads and catch it rather than knot it. So, or use tape. So I'm catching my threads. It's the way I was taught how to cross stitch. So I'm still holding my tail back here. I'm going to catch it for the first time here in just a second. I'm going to find the hole. Now, when I come up this second time, show you her close enough so you can see. So here's the loop that I need to pull through. I'm going to come through and pull this tail through here so that it catches this tail. You see that? That's going to be the first tie down, is what I call it. I don't know if that's a technical term, but my goal is to, each time I go back down, I'm going to catch this in, for 2 or 3 times, I'm going to catch that. So, or it's actually when you come up through the back. So I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to come back up this one. And when I come up is when I'm going to watch to make sure, and I'm already holding it in place, so it's going to catch this time. Okay. Then I go back down. Make sure you're in the camera. I know some of that stamping I don't think was in the camera, and I apologize for that. I was just inking and stamping and inking and stamping, and I was excited. It's fun when you just let go and play. Pull up from the back. Pay attention to what you're doing so that you catch your tail. See that? All of those are caught. Now, this isn't going anywhere now. So rather than have a knot, that's just going to keep catching all the way through, and then you don't have to worry about knots. So when it doesn't show from the front, that's how I do it. When there's lots of holes and stuff, you have to resort to either tying a little knot, or sometimes I'll leave a tail and I'll try to end where I start and I'll tie the 2 together. Other times I'll use tape strategically, use the little Spellbinders tape or washi tape. Nope. Go back down. Might speed this up and play y'all some music. This is probably pretty boring, but I know I have some new people that are interested in actually learning to stitch, so I hesitate to speed it up because that looks like a hot mess back there, doesn't it? But you know, once you glue it all down, no one is going to see it. So don't worry about it. There we go. That whole tail is now caught. And I didn't have to do that much, but I did it anyways. It's the cross stitcher in me. All right, so now I don't have to worry about that, so I can just finish this up. I just thought this tied all the fall colors all together. And I loved the variegated thread. It really made it look like it was a knit sweater. And you know, if any of you watch Simon Hurley, he loves his cable knit sweaters. So that's kind of what made me think that I had to use a sweater in this, because he loves to wear cable knit sweaters. And he even uses his foam, his Stampin' Foam, to on the cable knit sweater to make a texture background stamp. So cool. So this card's for you, Simon. Maybe I should send it to him. The sentiment though says, "Hey pumpkin." What would he think of that, huh? He's such a brilliant young man. Okay, last stitch. And then to finish it off, look at that. Isn't that cute? I'm just going to tuck this and weave it back through these stitches just like the other pieces. And then I'll show you my boo-boo and how we're going to fix it. Okay. So let's cut this off. Now, let me show you where I made a mistake. So here's my So Cool background. And I'm so impressed with this leaf. That was my very first leaf. And I had no idea it was going to turn out so cool. But it did. I just loved it. So that's why we had to use this panel and not the one I made on screen, because I just loved it so much. So my idea, see if you can figure out what the problem is. My idea was we're going to put this on the card and kind of tilt it. Then I was going to trim off the edges. So what's the problem, folks? That's right. There are stitches on this arm. Melanie should not have stitched this arm. Because guess who went over right here? So I cut that arm off and all these stitches are going to come out. So we are going to trim, and actually, yes, I do have my Spellbinder scissors. We are going to trim this down here. I know, gasp! I hear it. I hear it. I feel it. I know. It hurts. Looking for my needle. What did I do with it? Here it is. We're going to take this and we're going to undo this, hopefully. Let's see which one this hooks to. Okay. Okay. I need it to come up here though, people. How to take out stitches. 101. None of these down here are going to matter because it's going to be cut off. But I do have to get these untangled, and it looks like I split a stitch right there. And all that means is when I pulled through it, I went through the stitch in half. Like there's 2 strands. And so I accidentally, of course, when I have to fix something, it happens. Okay, I might just have to cut it and tape it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna cut this. I can't get it out. And I've got enough here that I can tape it. I've got enough for 2 strands. That should, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get some tape and we're gonna tape this down. Even have some tape that matches, believe it or not. Okay. So, okay. We've solved it. Okay. So, back to reality. So we're going to, and I'm going to, because this is already slit there, it's got a nice slit right there, I think I'm going to let that be where I cut it. Right there. So we're going to go ahead and attach this, turn it over, and then slice. I think I like that placement too. And then we're going to have the hay pumpkin also. And I have a little bit of something to tell you or share with you that I think, and I don't say this often, but I think for me is a game changer. And that is these new, well, they're not new. They're new to me, but they were just in the fall warehouse sale, and they've been on sale before and I've ignored them. You guys may even have them. Precision Layer A2 A's and B's. I also got the Slimline, the mini Slimline. They also come in A7. I haven't got those yet, but I'm going to get them after just this play. Both cards are using them. You need to get A. If you're only going to get one set, get A, because A has the A2 die in it. Okay, so remember, A is A2. You need the outside die if you want to be able to cut the A2 size outer border. Okay, the background border. One set will give you 1/8 inch borders. If you get both sets, you then can do precision 1/16 inch borders. Now, I thought that was great and dandy and everything because I really like really narrow borders on my cards. But I hadn't thought about sentiments. All the different size sentiments we have and all the different collections, look how perfect the sentiment is. And that's the next to the smallest one that I've used. I've used one from one and one from the other. And I've got this, matter of fact, I'm going to just go ahead and glue it down. I've got this perfectly rounded edge, gorgeous 1/16 of a rim border, which I love to border. You know, sentiments have dies a lot of times, but they don't have a border die. And I love to have a shadow and a border around my card base, but then I love the idea of having it also around my card sentiment. So, game changer. And then you have all the different sizes to do all the different size sentiments. And that goes for the mini Slimlines, and the 5x7s will give you the longer sentiments. So when you have a long sentiment, you'll have the taller ones. So I just think that is super cool. So I wanted to share that with you. I will make sure those are linked down below just in case you did not realize that. So I'm going to hook this sweater on, everything but that arm. And I'll make sure to go over my stitching here just to give this extra adhesive. I love that this die doesn't have the whole extra holes in it. It's got all this piercing but no full holes. So I like that. And I just feel like there's such a world of other things we can now do with this, designs we can add, and oh, I just love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so let me put a little pressure on that. I might just send this card to Simon. I might do it. I just think it's so cute, and it's masculine. I just think it's cute. If y'all think I should send it to him, tell me. Tell me in the description down below. It would be just a random act of kindness. That's what cards are supposed to be for anyways, huh? Okay. I'm going to grab my trimmer here. And we will just slide this to the edge. And in one fell swoop, we will come down. And his arm is gone. Ta-da! Okay. Now we'll hook this on here. Hopefully that arm being chopped off isn't going to look too awkward now after we put the border on there. That's why I wanted to make sure it had a border to it. I just love these colors. Make sure it's opening the right way. Yep. Alrighty. Now, I have also stamped out a pumpkin for this from his collection. Yeah, that looks better with the border. Okay. So from the fall sampler, I went ahead and stamped out a pumpkin. And we're going to put the pumpkin on the sweater. It's cute. And I wanted to show you the other way you can do a pumpkin. You can ink the inside of it as well. And that's the same as that. This is using this one and this one. You stamp this one first, and then in your stamp positioner, you just line it up, and it's easy to just look at the big flowers, and you can see through the stamps and kind of line up the flowers, and then use your MISTI and stamp right on top of them. That's how I did it anyways. But so this is one way of doing it, and this is how I did the bats in the bonus project here coming up. So that works with the bats, the ghost, and all the pumpkins. The pumpkins also can be used just on regular cardstock, and they can be made into jack-o'-lanterns. So I love a set that has alternate possibilities, and this was super smart. This is brilliant. So hop on over to his channel. You can see him make the jack-o'-lanterns. It's super cute. All right, so we're going to put this on here. Should we pop it up or put it down? I'm thinking we need it to be down, but you've got the stitching under there. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to put the little bow on it, because I'm going to do that. Never used Journey glue dots before, but for $1, I was more than happy to take a pack away. I was more than happy to get a pack from them. Alrighty, I have a glue dot here. It's like you can just put it right there. How easy is that? I'm going to put my little bow that I made with the DMC right there. I'm going to kind of squish the glue dot so it's not showing. There we go. That I did so that you didn't see the change in color from green to orange. Didn't want to see that. So I think I am going to go ahead and glue this straight down. I think it'll be okay. Glue there, and glue there. And that should get that right in there. Hold that down there for a second. Uber cute. Just tilt it just a little bit over. Uber cute. So there we go. Now we just need our sentiment. So come here, pumpkin. So do we want to put it here? Nope, I can't cover up my leaf. So I'm going to put it right there. Like that. And I'm going to go ahead and put this straight down too, to alleviate the bulk. Plus I got a little bit of sweater I can put on both sides, so that'll keep it even. And I'm going to leave the bling off of it. I'm going to let the stamps speak for themselves. Look at there. All right, now for the bonus card, real quick. This is my bonus card. I've used Simon Says inks in the back. Starting from the bottom, I've got, let's see, I've got a taffy, sweets, heather, violet, and iris. Then around the top, I did royal and a little bit of cadet down on the side so it wouldn't be as blue. So I have heat embossed in clear here and here over the black. Same with the sentiment. Then I have used shimmer spray on the background. I don't know if you can see that on the background over it. And then that's what the dots are also, is droplets from the bottle of the shimmer spray to give you the iridescent dots on it. The whole background is iridescent. I don't know if you can kind of see it here. The whole background is. But then I made the big dots, which made it stand out even more. The moon is lunar paste. There you can see it shift. These are stamped inside, and I used the lightest purple, which is the heather, so that you could see the differential in the black and the purple. Isn't he cute? Isn't he cute? Alrighty. So those are my cards, and I've got to go because that's my husband coming home. So I'm going to go ahead and say bye for now. That's why the dog is barking. So take care, guys, and I hope you've enjoyed. Bye-bye.